welcome to the Dice Tower Daily Chat. I'm your host, Roy, today, and with me today is Jason Levine, the gaming machine. And I have a very special announcement. It's Jason's birthday. What's up, Jason? Woo! Did he freeze on me right when we started? Ah! How did this happen?
I probably froze. No, now it always happens. As I'm outside by my pool again because, you know, I like, you can see it there in my pool. Well, at least the pool light, if nothing else. Yeah, today's actually my real birthday. But not just happy birthday.
He is 21. Congratulations, Jason. You're finally 21. So excited.
21 plus another 27. 48. But for those who didn't know it, there's other birthdays. Roy's birthday was on Sunday a week ago.
No, it was Monday a week ago. Or just this past
Monday a week ago.
The 25th.
Yeah, Monday a week ago, you're right. 25th, yes, that's right. My brain is fried. But we're literally just a couple days apart, and only a couple years apart too, right?
Yeah, so sure, a couple years. Whatever, with you losing all this weight, it's like you're making me look bad, man. I need to get out there. I started like riding skateboard, and I'm like, I gotta start catching up with Jason.
This is when you're 48 and you're the most fit. I feel like I'm 18 again. Like when I was in high school and I was like in the 130s, I'm back to 132 pounds as of today when I measured myself. But of course, that was before I had a crazy dinner because, you know, you always have a nice dinner on your birthday. We ordered in, so I had a nice order-in dinner, but it was 138 at the end of the day.
Nice, that's awesome.
But whatever,
man.
You know, it's your birthday. You'll only one.
Sweet.
What did you do for your birthday?
Mostly just hung out with family. You know, worked on editing reviews and hung out. My wife got me a skateboard, so I've been playing around with that because I haven't skated in years. So I've been letting the kids ride it and helping them ride it and stuff, and it's been fun.
Yes, because you don't want them falling down, and they're little still.
Oh yeah,
they're little.
Sure.
So yeah, that's cool.
Awesome. Well, people, make sure to flood us with tons of questions. We both do work for the Dice Tower. I do tons of different editing stuff and do a bunch of Tom stuff. Jason does all sorts of behind-the-scenes stuff, works tons on the crew. So if you have questions about any crazy different things that we do with the Dice Tower, or about any of the games we're excited about, or any of the games we like to play, make sure to leave them in the comments, and we can answer some of those as we go along.
I can tell you, I played a game recently that was really awesome.
Which one?
And I think you did too, as far as I know. Well, wink, wink. Back to the Future, Back in Time.
Oh yeah, that game is awesome. Except Biff. Biff's a jerk.
So awesome. Well, Biff's the movie, and Biff is a jerk.
Yeah, I know.
It's just like the movie. That was definitely an experience kind of game, is the Back to the Future game, and it really feels thematic. I think it's in Target, right?
I think it's gonna be in Target. I don't know that's actually released
Tom's
yet.
review just came out today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's actually super cool because like the entire game, you're trying to make sure that Marty's parents stay like in, or you make them fall in love. And then you play all different sorts of stuff. I played the doctor, who was good at doing science stuff, so I had to go around and get all the different parts for the DeLorean and get them to his house, and then try to figure out how to move the DeLorean. It was definitely very interesting and extremely thematic.
I know. Well, it would have been more thematic if you would have yelled, "Great Scott!" Or if you have your son there, you can just be like, "Scotty, Great Scott!"
I did take a picture of it and put it on my Instagram, and that was part of the thing. I was like, this game's actually awesome. Great Scott. So
yeah, that was an experience. Even though we didn't actually get to enchantment, we didn't quite get an enchantment under the sea dance. We didn't get that far. We failed. They didn't top them.
Yeah, I actually like jumped up. Like that game was so exciting. Like it actually, I was like, oh my goodness, we're almost there, because we were super close. I felt like we were like behind the 8 ball, but the fact that like it was able to like come back, but it still got wrecked. So
Yes, yes. It's nice that there's still, especially when you think, well, distribution's kind of shut down a lot. It's nice that there's still some games coming through the distribution channels, and they're good ones too.
Oh, for sure. It's crazy how many of these awesome games Prospero Hall has put out. Like, they take these thematic games, and they don't really do, like, super complex games, but they're just taking them and making this really cool theme and, like, making it fit the theme, but also play great, too. So, like, that and, like, Horrified and things like that, just such good games.
Well, I have another Prospero Hall game, which you happen to have not played, and I don't think Tom's put out the review, but I'll just spoil that I liked it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's Pan Am. You would think Pan Am, it sounds boring, and it's a company that obviously has been out of business for, what, 20-something years, 30 years? I don't even remember.
Yeah. Sorry for Jason's lag, technical difficulties. You're dropping out a little bit. Jason, come back to us.
I'm back here. It kicks in and out, but yeah, Pan Am is it's kind of a worker placement slash stock game. I don't know how to describe it because there's money involved with worker placement.
Right.
Incredible. I mean, you're trying to get routes, and then Pan Am's taking them over and trying to Pan Am Air, and I really enjoyed it. It's all game I think I've played, but it was amazing.
Let's see here. Goofy says, Roy, do you feel like your position at the Dice Tower is threatened now that Tom is able to print pink whistles on a 3D printer without your help? I mean, you think he printed those without my help? That's cute. No, I'm just kidding. I built the 3D printer from scratch, and when I mean from scratch, it was like little tiny pieces and bolts and things. Oh man, it took so long. But I was really excited because I showed him how to use the slicer for the 3D printer and like where to get the files. So now he's able to get those files and print them out. But he told me he's going to be bugging me and calling me and being like, Roy, fix this if there's ever any jam. So I get to deal with all the, instead of doing the fun part of actually printing the things and doing it, I now get to deal with the part of like when there's ever any issues. And if you know anything about 3D printing, there probably will be issues.
Ironically, I didn't know this because I had never actually seen a 3D printer in person.
Yeah.
I love when it's like actually a spool of plastic, and the plastic comes through a little thing, and it makes it like, and it goes up in layers and makes it, and it's really cool.
It's crazy because it's almost like a glorified hot glue gun, but with plastic.
Yeah. Yeah. Plastic makes everything cooler.
How is the gaming machine surviving in isolations? Have you played any solo games?
So I'm not in complete isolation. My parents are actually here. They were here visiting in February, March, and they were supposed to go back to New York, but it turns out that as they were going to go back, I kind of stopped them and said, no, stay at my house longer, because I didn't want to go back to New York because New York was already kind of breaking out. This was back in March. So I kind of convinced them to stay here. So my parents are here. We played a few games. We played Pandemic. I was like, okay, we have to play Pandemic during a pandemic. We played Ticket to Ride. You know, I've been playing basically gateway games with them. I have down to see Tom twice, so I played games with Tom twice over the last 2 weekends now that things are opening to where you could have a few groups. It's been just 4 people, not anything. We're not going to game stores or anything like that because obviously we want to be safe, but it's nice to actually see your friend once in a while, you know, once every weekend. It's a nice way to kind of do things but not be overly out there, which is also smart.
I was going to say that since you've had all this time at home, you definitely have been able to organize your entire collection, right?
Are you picking on me now? Of course not. Come on. I've been working too. Even though I'm home, it's not a vacation. I've been working from home, doing the Univision stuff. I've also was involved with the whole Dice East, having conference calls with the Florida Hotel to make sure that they actually sent back the money that we paid them, which was a lot of money. I've also been working with Royal Caribbean to try to get better deals for us. I've been doing a ton of things here. So organizing is the least thing I can imagine right now.
My favorite part about your collection is the part that's like some of them are like still in cool stuff bags. They've just been set.
Well, you want me to run inside I could run inside my garage right now since I'm outside here. I could bring the laptop with me. We could show people the collection for a
Nah,
second.
I'm worried about connection issues if we go too far, or battery stuff.
No,
But
actually, it's going back to my house. I think it'll be better. I'm going to do this for a second for everyone. So here, I was outside, as you can see. Let's just open the door here, and it's a little dark because I only have one light on.
Extremely dark. Welcome to the Jason Collection Dungeon.
This is the Jason Collection. We're going to get a tour here. So, boom, there's the lights. Let's kind of circle around here. So, as you can see, I do have a mess on the floor right now, and yes,
Game's still in cool stuff bags. What?
I just picked them up last week. You saw the.
I know. I saw the pictures.
So basically, I have some.
Wait. Those cool stuff bags. Did you pick those up last week?
No, those are older, of course. But I have plenty of shelves. This is just this isn't the rest of my collection. And oops, I've got boxes behind me.
We also have a video on the channel where you're going through all the stuff, right?
We do, but this is kind of the quick tour, as you can see. Mm-hmm. I've got
how many games would you say you think you have in total?
Probably 5,000 or 6,000 or so. I don't know exactly.
That's crazy.
I'd say 5,000 or 6,000. I don't know exactly. I mean, as you can see, everything's kind of nicely shelved. Well, except for all those crazy boxes that are stuff that I'm reorganizing. I'm thinking of doing. I know this sounds funny, but after we got those cool wheel shelves for the Dice Tower Library, I'm gonna pop this light and go back outside.
I say, don't show anybody your DVD collection that's in the closet beside you.
Oh, well, yeah, you see those DVDs right there. Those are the ones that aren't in the closet yet. But
wait, what? You have a stack outside the closet now?
Well, I haven't had a chance to move them yet. I've been, I will eventually. I'm a collector, as we know. But one of the things I'm thinking about doing to make more space, and because I don't.
Yeah.
Collection.
You have to go back in the in the garage because you have better connection in there.
It's the same. I could open my garage door and let all the bugs in here from here in Florida. So basically, what I'm planning to do is to switch my shelves and get rolling shelves like we got for the Dice Tower Library.
Oh, nice.
And then I could fit a lot more things in because I could roll them up and then unroll them and roll them to get between shelves, and I could get more space. So I'm gonna fill my whole garage with rolling shelves at some point soon.
Oh, cool.
Not now, but at some point that's my next project, and then I can reorganize the games.
My favorite was when that one time I came over to your house and you're like, we can play any of these games. I was like, let's play this one. You're like, no, not that one. I was like, let's play this one. No, not that one. And then we finally, it was my actual first time playing Onitama when I played with you, and that was a lot of fun.
I know. Onitama is a great game.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's see some more questions
here. I got the mini glimpse of at least my garage. I have the whole other upstairs section and plenty of other places with games in the house.
James says he wants a Scooby-Doo Prospero Hall game in the art style of Back to the Future. I think there are several other Scooby-Doo games coming out, which should be pretty cool.
Are there? I love Scooby-Doo.
I know they're making a Scooby-Doo Betrayal at House on the Hill, and I heard that Simon just got the rights to Scooby-Doo as well, so they're going to make a cooperative Scooby-Doo game.
All I know is that every single thing must end with, and I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for those meddling kids. We need that in every one of those Scooby-Doo games.
Nick says, Roy trying to help Tom with a 3D printer issues is like me trying to help my 76-year-old father figure out a smartphone. It's not that bad. Tom's actually really good with electronics, so he actually teaches me stuff plenty of times. So, but it's good. Oh no. Roy's tech support. Any questions? Or 3D printer tech support. Any questions to Roy at Dicetower.com? Please don't. Now they're all just... I got to the 3D printer part of the conversation. Everybody's just making fun of me. Oh, there were tons of happy birthdays, by the way. Tons of people saying, happy birthday, Jason, happy birthday, Jason. So, there was a lot of that.
Nice. I'm tell everyone a secret here, because it's not a public. But for those of you who... who Tom contacted, which I didn't realize until today, Tom actually made a happy birthday video and got a whole bunch of people who are contributors and people who went on the cruise and other people. And I got this amazing happy birthday video that obviously was made private just for the Dice Tower, so Roy could see it, but obviously everyone else can't. But wow, thank you all so much for doing that, you know. And trust me, I knew who you all were. Like every single person, like, well, I don't know if you're gonna know who I was. I'm like, I know who that is. I know who that is. And I was like, even our cruisers. I mean, we had like some every cruisers, and I'm like, yep, welcome all. Like, I love you guys, and thank you for all those messages. And it was really nice to get something like that. And you know, it was a nice surprise because I didn't expect a video with everyone. Tom did this behind my back, and then I kind of found out there's this whole video where everyone's wishing me happy birthdays, and you know, hopefully you're able to do stuff even though we're still in quarantine, and hope you're playing games. We're gonna miss you at conventions, and I miss all of you guys too. Like everyone who hangs out with us at conventions, it's my favorite thing to do, and I love being with all of you guys. And it's kind of a little sad, you know. I mean,
I know. Like I put a post up. I'm like, man, I'm gonna miss seeing so many of my friends that I only get to see a few times a year. But hopefully, we'll be able to play games with some of these people during the Board Game Geek Dice Tower collaboration.
Exactly. Yeah, that and I don't know what our plan is for Dice Tower Spectacular, but it sounds like we're doing 24-hour gaming in some way. So I don't know.
Well,
exactly.
It's gonna be 24-hour videos, which is gonna be like editing all the top 10s. So it'll be fun.
I'll sleep at the office if need be. You know me.
I don't think we'd be able to get rid of you if we tried, you know. Jason, what is the last game you opened? Cracked a shrink on. Has it happened?
Yeah, I like the last one I opened. Well, I opened another copy of Pandemic because I played with my parents, and then I'm giving them the copy to take home with them to New York. So
nice.
We just opened up another Pandemic. I've besides that, I opened up Egizia. I just got Egizia, Shifting Sands, the nice Kickstarter edition. I just popped that open because I have to learn the rules because Steve Bonacore wants to play it, and I'm going to end up going to his house one day and teaching him how to play it. So, so I popped that open to learn it. I've already played the original, not the new edition.
Have you played your copy of War of the Ring?
Yeah, a few times actually.
Dude, I need to come over so we can play at some point, someday in the future when everything's good. We need to make that happen because I'd love to be able to say I've played with a collector's edition before.
Yes, I mean, you're welcome anytime. So, you know, and the only thing I don't have, and I wish I could figure out how to get in touch with that guy from Australia, I really want the 3D Mount Doom. Maybe that's something, if you get the scan for the 3D Mount Doom, maybe you could 3D print me my Mount Doom.
I think they have files for that online somewhere.
I might need that. Well, I have both the regular edition and the collectors. I may need two of them in two different sizes.
Oh, man.
And
Jason needs two copies for two games that he's not going to play. Here. That's awesome.
I will play. I've opened my regular edition has been opened, and my special edition's been open. I've played both of them. In fact, the regular edition I played with the expansions, like the Ensign stuff too.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then so you know, those Mount Dooms, you actually fit it on the piece, and it's got the little circles of the steps.
Yeah.
That would be the coolest thing ever. Now I'm like, I forgot, you know, that if there's files, some people know how to 3D print, not me, but other people know how to 3D print. Hint, hint, hint.
Ken says, let me get this to pop up. Hey, Jason, what's your top 2 or 3 games and why? For people out there that don't know what taste you like. Just what, in general, your top favorite games.
Well, my answer is you should watch my top 100 games of all time video. I've done 3 of them so far for the Dice Tower over the years.
Yep.
But I'll spoil them. But Ken, you should watch all the videos. But even if you don't, I'll spoil my top 3 currently are. Well, no, I think it changed. I think Food Chain Magnet became number 3. I think Food Chain Magnet was my latest number 3, and then number 2 is Puerto Rico, and number 1 is 18X. Me and Ambi are the 2 18X fans from the Dice Tower.
Mm-hmm.
And I love 18X. I could play it any time. I just got, you guys might have seen it, I have Fourth Age, which is the special Lord of the Rings edition that is not actually publishable because obviously there's licensing rights. So the guy who designed it, he allows only a few select people to get copies, and I have one of them. And if I ever want to get you guys into 18X, we'll play the Lord of the Rings edition because it actually is thematic.
That's awesome. Does Jason collect Magic the Gathering? Oh man, that'd be bad.
I did back in 93, 94, 95, and I sold it all in 96.
Smart man.
I wish I would have held all things. You realize I had Black Lotuses, Moxes, all these things that I could have totally
Yeah, they could have been
for
worth a ton now.
They could have been worth a ton more. I mean, at the time, I sold them in 1996. They gave me $10,000 of cash, and I was like, oh, wow, this is the most money I've had in my life because I was just out of college.
Mm-hmm.
And they gave me a Panasonic 3DO with the whole game collection of every Panasonic 3DO game ever made. So I was super happy. I'm like, I got a 3DO with every game ever made and $10,000. And that was a ton. I mean, those guys probably made a fortune. Those guys probably took what I sold them and they probably resold one Black Lotus for the same money they gave me for multiple Black Lotuses and stuff.
It's funny because I was just looking. I had a whole bunch of the there's lands called fetch lands, and I had a bunch of them. And when I quit Magic, I sold them. And I mean, they're not crazy expensive like the Power 9 or anything like that, but they're actually up to like $70, $80 a piece now. And I bought them for like 10, and then I sold them for like 20. And now they're up to like 70, and I kind of like, it'd be interesting if there was a way to know where the cards you used to have are currently. It's like, oh yeah, this card's in this Pro Tour player's deck, and that card's in that Pro Tour player's deck. It'd be pretty funny.
I still have some cool stuff. In fact, I'm going to grab something from my garage from Magic that I have to show you that I think everyone will think is cool. I'm grabbing it. Give me 1 second. I'm not going to bring the thing.
I'm annoyed at Kenny because he keeps showing me all these the new loot things they have for Magic the Gathering, where it's like things you can buy, and you buy it online for Wizards of the Coast, and there's all these cool things. Like he bought the Godzilla lands and stuff, and he's showing me like these tattoo like cards and cool different alternate art fireballs, and I'm like, that is the best like profit margin in all of gaming. Like they're printing like 4 pieces of cardboard of a card that costs like literally pennies for them to make for like $40. And I'm like, they're making a killing. It's amazing. I'm sure they have to pay for the artists because it's all alternate art stuff, but I'm sure they make it back like a bajillion fold. What do you have?
Unfortunately, I don't, because it's stuck behind something and I'd have to pull out a box or two.
I thought you were going to bring out a Black Lotus.
Okay, fine. No, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it now. It's close to a Black Lotus.
Close to a Black Lotus. I was saying the other day when we were talking about Magic that I had never actually seen the Power 9 or like any of the Power 9 in person. Like I've always seen like pictures online, and one of our friends or whatever from chat sent me fake Power 9, which was super silly. But I got him and made a little video being like, "What is this? This isn't real," and it wasn't real, but it was pretty funny. But yeah, Jason will come back eventually.
Okay. I got it. Okay, so here
Who do you have?
go.
Uncut Sheets?
This is the one of the original Magic. As you can see, it's the old Garfield Games logo on it.
Nice.
So this is like when they originally sold stuff back when. I have this. This is stuff that I stopped. When they bought all my stuff, they actually didn't take everything. They thought the coins were not worth taking. So, and look at this. This is still one of like. This is when they still had Ante. And remember, remember Ante, Roy?
I didn't play with Ante, that's for sure.
And look at the Wizards of the Coast. Well, it's hard to see. Let me try to get in less light. But look at the old Wizards of the Coast on this.
Oh, it's crazy.
This is like from old way school. Back when.
Yeah, it's a good thing you don't collect Magic anymore, though.
Oh, I was heavy into Magic at the time. And then these posters here. These are the original. There was only 1,000 of them made. These are the original posters of the first set of Magic ever made.
Ooh, that's cool.
There was only 1,000 of these made, and it even has the misprints with the GGG and like the ones where it had GGG instead of green on the, and the BBB on the Pit Devil. These are the original Magic the Gathering posters that were the original first things ever made. And I still have these. I figured, you know.
Did you say you wanted to let me put one of those up in the studio beside my desk? Thanks.
Maybe. I don't even know how much stuff like this is worth, but this is the kind of stuff I would never sell because it's just too cool.
I mean, you can still own it. We can just put it on the wall beside my desk. It will still be, look, there's Jason's poster beside Roy's desk.
These are all the Moxes and the double lands. Here's all the double land pictures. So this has the whole set. This was the original. They made poster catalogs.
Those are cool.
Which was the coast back in the day. So I still have some cool Magic stuff that, you know, everyone.
Yeah.
I pull out to show people some of the cool stuff over the years of Magic. I mean, I was a collector. I mean, like I said, I collected until the Dark came out because I didn't like those things where you had to use half power chips and all these weird things. But I did collect Arabians, Antiquities, and Legends, and then I stopped, and then I sold it all for probably a lot less than I would have got now.
Right.
But, you know, I was using Scry Magazine at the time, and Scry Magazine
nice.
$10,000 for the fact that I only spent about $250 on my stuff, and I got $10,000 plus a 3DO and all the games.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It at the time. Yeah, exactly.
Carlu says,
Jason,
do you miss doing chats with Tom on Board Game Breakfast?
Yeah, I mean, we could do them. I mean, that's up to Tom. Like, if Tom wants to do more stuff, I would do more stuff. The problem is, Tom does a lot of the stuff now.
You also don't live super close to us. You live up in Fort Lauderdale, and we're down in Homestead. So it's a little drive.
We live an hour apart, and I work during the week. And before, and this is, but I get to be anymore. But before, here's a little secret: is that before, Tom, before he made the Dice Tower studio and the office, his house, one of the rooms in his house, the one that he actually shoots the stuff in now, was the Dice Tower office, and it was one room.
Right.
And the guys wouldn't always, Sam and Z wouldn't always come by all the time, and I wouldn't. We would come by once in a while, but we would do stuff remotely from their house to my house. And then every once in a while, like on the weekends, Tom would say, "Oh,
yeah,
what to do?" And then video a whole bunch of stuff, or let's meet here and video a bunch of stuff, or let's meet him, come down to my house, we'll play games and we'll record a bunch of stuff. Now Tom does all his recordings during the week when I'm working, so it's hard for me and him to get together. That's the biggest reason why we don't do as much like the Everything is Awesome series, is because Tom now spends his weekends with his family, and he's doing all his reviews during the day, and I'm obviously at Univision during the day, so it's hard to get together. But you know, if we can plan time together, we will do more Everything is Awesome. So it's not like it's never going to happen again. It's just trying to coordinate. I mean, the closest I've got is we're now gaming together twice. It's not like we're gaming together that much, but we're at least meeting up with each other once in a while. So maybe eventually I'll say, hey, if you're able to do stuff on the weekends, then let's shoot some reviews too. Because if people want them, we can do them.
Carlu actually said during a video at one point that she wanted me to show off my die. I made a resin die. It's hard to see. It's still hard to see. But I made a resin die with a pirate ship inside of it for Forgotten Waters. So I actually had been messing around with making resin stuff. I'll text you a picture. It's hard. You can't see it. Dang it.
I can see it.
There's a pirate ship inside of the die. You can't really see very well on this, but I have pictures on my social media. Basically, I made a tiny little pirate ship, and I actually 3D printed the bottom of it, and then I made the mast out of a cup and painted it up and put a little Jolly Roger on the front of it, and I put it in resin, and I made the top of it clear, and then I was gonna try to put waves on the bottom part. But I put waves in there, and they just kind of splashed up around the edge of the ship, so it looks like a ship in a major storm. But it turned out pretty good, I thought. I need to get a pressure pot because the bottom of it has a little bit of bubbles and stuff, which I don't like. So it's probably not very well balanced, but I still think it's cool and fun.
How did you make the die then? That's not obviously using the 3D printer. That's using something else.
I had a mold. I bought a bunch of different molds that are kind of the different shapes of D&D dice. and
Yeah.
you get resin and put them in those molds, and you basically mix the resin together, and you can use little pipettes and put the different stuff in there. And it's cool because you can make all sorts of different stuff. I'm thinking about getting a pressure pot and trying to make a bunch of different types of dice. It's just without the pressure pot, you get like bubbles and stuff in it. So I kind of got sad because I kept getting bubbles in my dice.
Yeah.
I have so many little funny side
Oh,
hobbies.
that's real. I know. That in case you're wondering why all of our games are pimped out, Roy pimps out most of these games. Well, not most, but a good portion of them.
I'm about to say I think Tom more often than not makes the games really awesome because he goes out of his way to buy up the geek up bits and all the different cool stuff for the games. The ones in the library. I've painted a couple. I wish I could paint more.
Paint them, and you made the things for Wingspan. You made those little birdie things. Those were cool.
I don't think I made those. No, I didn't make those.
You did.
Which ones?
The little bird feeder things that are being used instead of the cubes.
No, he actually bought those off Etsy. He bought a ton of that stuff from Etsy, and that's one of the main reasons why we got a 3D printer, because we spent so much money on all these 3D printed things. We're like, we should make them ourselves, you know. Question: if Jason was already collecting in his early 20s, did he realize he was, or when did you realize you were a collector?
In my early 20s. Gotcha. I mean, I knew right away that I loved games and movies, as you probably saw some of my DVDs. And when I like something, I get more of it. And I'm not the kind of person that throws things out. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But I like to save everything for memories. Like I have a T-shirt collection from all the concerts I've been to. I know that's kind of probably geeky also, but you know, I have a nice T-shirt collection of all my concerts, like my Metallica, Iron Maiden. I have tons of T-shirts. I barely wear them obviously anymore, but I still have all these T-shirts of memories of all the concerts I've been to. Yeah, there's just certain things that I like collecting.
It's so funny because like I'm a gamer and I have lots of board games, but I would not consider myself a collector of much of anything. Like everything I have, like I feel like I'm going to play it, and I mean, it's a lot of it's space, you know. So I don't have like a lot of room to grow any sort of collection. But for me, it's always been like, this is a game that I really want to play. And if I'm not going to play it, I move on. But I do envy the people that have like that crazy collection and you can just pick anything, you know. I mean, you have almost every type of game there is, you know. So that's really cool.
Except when you come over, I'm going to be like, nope, not that one, nope, not that one, nope, not that one.
Well, it's because you don't have your thematic games opened. You need to open up some of those cool thematic games you got. Except War of the Ring. We should just play that instead. But we have to have like multiple hours.
Play War of the Ring with the nice big wooden one. That'll be awesome.
Yeah, that would be a bucket list thing because I haven't played that yet. And it's one of it's like I think my third favorite game of all time, War of the Ring is. So I love that game.
It's in my top 10. That and Star Wars Rebellion are both in my top 10. They're both similar feels, and they're both really good.
I need to play Rebellion again as well. That game's so good. People are like, Roy is definitely not in his closet. Where is he? Dun, dun, dun. No one's going to
That looks like his office.
Say what?
It looks like your office.
Yes, my office. I wish I had an office. Roy is sitting in the kitchen. Wrong. I'm just going to... And Carly said, sweet die, thanks for remembering. Yay! And they also said, there's a storm that's fitting for Forgotten Waters. Have you played Forgotten Waters yet, Jason?
I have not. Tom,
I feel like you'd really like it.
You can't find it right now for some reason?
Because I have it. It's right here.
Well, that's what he told me.
It's right here.
That's why
I have it. I have it. How can he not find it?
It wasn't. Well, yes, but you're not. That's not where we were gaming. That's why he couldn't find it. Because you have it. See?
He knew where it was. He told me to take it. He told me to borrow it. I said I want to borrow it. He said, "Oh, just borrow it then." He's such a forgetful man.
And then he goes, and then when I was playing games with him, he said, you should really play it, but it's not here anymore. I don't have it. I can't. I moved it. I can't find it. I'm like, well, thank you for telling me I should play it. but I heard it's got the Crossroads part like Dead of Winter, but it's actually a co-op game.
Mm-hmm.
Fully.
Yeah, my favorite part is it's got so much story in it. It's very like simple to play the stuff, like the game. It feels almost like a light game overall, but it has amazing like story and voice acting. Like it's all voice acted by like professional voice actors. It actually has like the guy who did Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z does a lot of the voice acting as well. It's really good.
Oh, that is cool.
Dean asks, how many DVDs do you have, Jason?
Probably like a couple thousand. I don't know. I don't know. A couple thousand, like maybe 10,000. I don't know. A lot.
Let's see. Roy asks, how many open DVDs do you have, Jason?
A lot.
Oh, you have a lot open as well?
I actually...
What percentage would you say you have open
More
DVDs versus sealed DVDs?
I'd say 60% open.
Oh, wow.
And 40% sealed. And I'd say for my board game collection, about 30% open and 70% sealed.
I'm about to say, you don't even need... You've already seen all the movies because you always watch them in theater in the shaky seats.
Yeah, so here's a little thing, and I took Roy to them once. I'm in the Writers Guild, and when you're in the Writers Guild, you have a card, and the card allows you and a guest into the movies for free. And the Cinemark Theater by me here, 24/7, 365 days a year, except during pandemics when they're closed. I can go to any movie I want and bring a guest for free. So they have these things called D-Box, and I call them the shaky seats because they're literally like seats that move and shake and everything. And a lot of times they do it with 3 glasses. So I'll take Roy and Kenny, and Tom came up once, and we go to the shaky seats and we watch the movies, and you got the whole experience of like the cars are moving and the seats bouncing and it's sliding, and you have the 3D, and it really immerses you. And I love them. I love doing that. So when all the new releases come out, we do that, and I always invite like some of the gang up here and to, hey, make the 45-minute drive up here, and then you could come to the movie. And obviously I get everyone in free. So, well, one person at a time for free, but we'll see a bunch. Like I think we saw Avengers or Star Wars. We saw one of the big ones, Avengers or Star Wars, all together. Yeah. And we just bought the rest of the seats. But it's fun, and so I see all the movies for free anyway, and then I do get those DVD screener things, like you've heard of the Academy Award screeners. I get those sent to me. Supposedly after this.
What you should have done is you should have shown everybody your Emmys table. That's really impressive.
Emmys table?
Jason has a table in his house that's covered in Emmys.
I can show a picture. I'm not going to go wandering through my house because my parents are there.
I know.
But I think I have a picture of it. Let me see if I have a picture here on my phone. I could at least show a picture on my phone of it. I got to find it. But yeah, I do. I know I took a picture of it. Now it's just a matter of finding that picture. Whenever I happened to take it, it was like a year ago, or maybe it was more than a year ago. Maybe it was less than a year ago. Holy cow. You don't realize, with these phones, you don't realize how many pictures you take until you're like scrolling through trying to find a picture, and you're like, wow, there's way too many pictures here.
I still think it was funny that when we were hanging out with Trey Parker and Travis Oates, and you were telling them about all of your Emmys, and they were like, what? Jason has how many Emmys? I think it was funny.
I think Trey Parker is more for South Park than
I know.
He's won more than I've won, I would assume. Plus he got stuff for the Book of Mormon, not the Oscars, the Tonys. And plus he did get an Oscar for the song from the only thing he doesn't have is he only is missing one of them. No, he didn't get the Oscar. He got the Grammy. They got everything but an Oscar. But they were up for Blame Canada. They almost got all 4, which is pretty cool.
Carlu asks, which game do you think you do or would always beat the other at, but still have fun? I haven't played Jason in a ton of games, but I've played him in a few. And man, I feel like sometimes I give you a run for your money, Jason. I've definitely beat Jason. I've beat Jason in some games, but man, if he already knows the game, I basically don't have a chance. But if we're on even playing footing and we're both learning the game, I think I have a little bit of a chance there, but I would never challenge Jason in a Euro game. Like, come on. That's just, he'd wreck me.
We can play Food Chain Magnet, and then you'll hate the game like Tom does now.
I would have to study to even, like, have a chance. Didn't you, like, you had, like, a massive score, like, over everybody else in that game.
I had like 900 points, and the next person had like 40 points. But I tried, like I was trying to help Tom. I was trying to go through the rules, but he's like, let's just play, which didn't help. I'm like, I'll explain all the rules. I'll explain this. I like explaining strategies but yeah, it's a little longer to explain, but I don't mind explaining strategies and why you do this and why you do that. But Tom likes to figure out his own.
Let's list the games I beat Jason at. Onitama.
Crush me in Onitama.
Was it Dead Man's Cabal? I don't even know what other games. I played Jason in one of my prototypes that I'm no longer working on, and he crushed me in it. And I was like, whatever, Jason. Crushing me in my own games. Actually, no, you've crushed me in both my prototypes. Get out of here.
In both your prototypes. The one that's actually going to be published and the other one that you're figuring out.
I think the other one's scrapped. But we don't talk too much about that stuff. But I don't know. We played some other stuff. You wrecked me in Azul. You definitely beat me in Azul. And I was trying to hate draft you in that game too. I was like, I gotta stop Jason. No, it didn't work. It didn't work at all.
Yeah.
But that was my first time playing Azul, so I was kind of green to it. I don't remember what else we've played. We've played a bunch of random stuff. Don't ask me how me playing Say Anything went when going against.
Oh yeah. No, not say anything. You mean Time's Up?
Yeah. Time's Up. Time's Up is
so
Jason will wreck anybody in Time's Up.
You might make fun of me that I'm 48, but if you're in your 30s still, you don't know as much pop culture. I found.
Honestly, I do blame the fact that I was slightly sheltered from a lot of that stuff as a kid, but there's that.
Very true. Oh, here's my picture. I found it finally.
Ooh, the Emmys table. Let's see.
So, it's
wait, that is an old picture, because that is not the number of Emmys you have.
I have 3 on that table, though. I do have more, but only 3 on that table. That is actually
I heard
the
you
table.
Had at least 5. And I think I've seen at least 5 on that table.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure. Maybe you moved them around.
They're not all... Trust me, they're not all on the table.
Gator Dave says, Roy is in my closet. I don't think that's true. Now there's still going, bedroom? Nope.
Roy's in my closet.
I'm actually at my in-laws' house. that's where I'm at. Okay, let's see here. Ooh. Huh. This must be a question for you, Jason, because I don't know the answer to this. Have you ever played the classic game Kingmaker War of the Roses from the Avalon Hill Company? Oh, no, I think I might have lost Jason. Jason, come back to us. Have you played War of the Roses?
Yes, I played Kingmaker. I actually like Kingmaker. I like how it's described as the Avalon Hill Classic Collection. No, it's just an Avalon Hill game. Avalon Hill, because for Roy, Avalon Hill went out of business.
I know who Avalon Hill is.
But Kingmaker's not actually a war game. It's kind of an area control-ish game. It's cool, and you use cards to take over areas, and you could flip sides, and you could be for it's the War of the Roses, and you could be either you could flip sides, you could do all sorts of things. It's a cool game.
Nice.
I like it. I mean, it's old school. I don't think
kind of Game of Thrones-ish.
I know people are begging for reprint. It's kind of Game of Thrones-ish, yeah.
So Carlu asks, I haven't played Dead of Winter, but I watched Crystal's playthrough of Forgotten Waters. What exactly is the Crossroad System? So the Crossroad System was this deck of cards, basically, that they had in Dead of Winter that would activate on other players' turns. Basically, they would have a card, and it's like, okay, if they go to this location, then you read the rest of the card. And they basically use that to make the events in the game feel like they were actually happening more in the game.
Yeah.
The Forgotten Waters game doesn't really use the exact same thing, but I think it's just more the fact that it's very story driven and very like there's important choices that you have to make during the game. And that's kind of what they do with these Crossroad games.
It's sort of like, and I'm going to go really old school here. Those old books when I was growing up as a kid, the Choose Your Own Adventure book,
Yeah.
where if you want to steal the diamond, go to page 49. If you want to give the diamond back to the natives, go to page 56. And then you either give the diamond to the natives and you go to page 56, or you steal the diamond and you go to page 49, and then a different part of the story happens. And it's kind of that in a way. It's like a lot of these storytelling games, the good ones, use that whole choose your own adventure style thing.
I just feel like the Crossroads, like Dead of Winter, was doing it earlier than a lot of the other ones are now. But there's a lot of really good games that do this now.
Yes, exactly. Dead of Winter.
And if you,
but that's a much different game.
Yeah, if you push it all the way back to before that, though, Tales of the Arabian Nights gave you that choose your own adventure fail before that. Do you like Tales of the Arabian Nights, Jason?
Yep, you love it for stuff. Yes, in fact, I have the original and the second edition, and the second edition, when the book was 5 times as thick, ridiculous thick, I was one of the proofreaders. Like, for those of you who bought the Z-Man edition later, you'll see my name in the rules as like something or other, because I was one of the people that had checked to make sure the whole matrix actually worked.
Oh, really?
So I helped them.
I should go back and look at that, because I have the second edition copy. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's like in the back of the rule book. It was me and 2 other people, and basically, you don't want to say you're fighting an orc, and all of a sudden the story, when you pick the page, says that troll does something to you. You want to make sure it says that orc does something to you. So I had to literally check the matrix across the board and help proof everything.
Mm-hmm.
That was when I was still in New York.
James says, we're going to start calling him Jason Levine, the Emmy machine. Oh, that's hilarious.
I have another spoiler alert. We just got nominated for another Emmy this year for Best Studio Show for our Football Central, which we've actually won Emmys for before. Mm-hmm. So our studio show at Univision.
That's awesome.
So I might get another one. The ceremony was supposed to be in May. Obviously, it didn't happen yet.
Yeah.
So I don't know when they're going to actually announce them this year, but yeah, I'm up for another Emmy. I mean, I just happen to work at a place where everyone works really hard and does a good job, and and they reward us for our good work, which is nice.
Dean says, Roy, can you beat Jason in Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea? Have you played Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea yet, Jason?
I have, not with you, and yes, you would crush me in it.
I mean, that game's so dependent on like the players at the table. Kind of, I mean, you don't really like games like that as much, where you have to negotiate your way into winning and like talking the players out of attacking you and things like that. I really enjoy that sort of like table negotiation stuff.
I do. It's just
you don't like when they gang up on you.
They gang up on me because they're like, well, he's a better player. Let's gang up on him. So I end up in the position where I'm being attacked, and even if I try to talk people into not attacking me, it doesn't work.
I see. The funny thing about Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea for me is that also happens to me because people know I like the game, and people are like, nah, Roy's not winning this. And normally I don't when people take that approach, but I still enjoy the game even when I'm getting beat up on. It's still fun. But it'd be really fun to play a game where there's lots of really good players and then you don't really know who you're supposed to attack.
Exactly.
Cool. Let's see. Oh, here you go. Kabuki Kid asks, Jason, what is the game you have the worst record at? A game you just always tend to lose at.
That I always lose at?
I know for me what it is. I always lose at Rising Sun, especially for the reason you just said, because nobody lets me win Rising Sun. I just get wrecked. People don't even ally with me.
Well, you heard the story about when we first played Rising Sun the first time. Tom was like, you have to pay me $1 if you want to ally with me. And he wanted me to pay him to ally.
And he said, I got to save my money for war.
Like, it makes sense. And exactly. So, no, I don't think there's a game that I'm worse at. than any other game. I mean, there's games you win, there's games you lose, but there's games that either you become really good at because you've mastered things, because you've played it so much and you know the strategy. But I don't think there's games that you're bad at, and especially if you played them a bunch of times, eventually you figure out how to play them. I mean, I guess the game that I lose the most is Cosmic Encounter because everyone always gangs up on me.
It's strangely in Cosmic Encounter, I always try to win no matter what the cost is, even if it's winning with other players. Like, I don't care. We can ally victory together. I don't care. And I'll be honest, like, hey, Jason, come with me. Let's just win together. Like, why are we going to fight about this? Let's just go together.
I tried that too, and then I get told, nope, we're not accepting your ally.
Well,
like I've had games where I've just been told, nope, I don't want to take you.
You got to dial up the charisma. Be like, listen, I'm the gaming machine. Have I showed you my Emmys?
These were games with like Tom, Sam, and Z. Yeah, it didn't work.
Yeah, I could see how you might get shut out of that game.
Yeah, they crushed me.
Goodness gracious. Carlu says, LOL, Jason crushed Roy in his own prototypes. He is the gaming machine, or is the gaming machine a cyborg? Okay, to be fair, normally as a designer or person demoing a game, you're not supposed to like go full bore on people. You want people to enjoy the game and experience the game, and you kind of just play the game on autopilot. And maybe someday I'll be able to play one of my games where I'm actually trying to play the game, but most of the time I'm just showing people the game, And I'm more worried about paying attention.
Time out.
Are you a cyborg?
When we played your really good game recently at Dice Tower West, did you not say I'm going to play my hardest at the beginning of the game?
I guess you're right, but I blame that more on Joe because Joe wrecked me.
Joe is a hardcore. I thought Joe was going to win that game. I don't know how I pulled it out. I thought Joe was going to win. Joe was hardcore.
I was actually really happy with that one too. Like, I was happy you were able to be like, I see how this works, and be like, do. I was like, yeah, that's awesome. That made me happy.
I love it.
Shh. Someday,
I'm not going to talk about it. I love
Someday. It. Okay. Roy is traveling from closet to closet. It sounds like he's trying to get to Narnia. Where's the wardrobe at? I need to find Aslan. He can fix all this stuff.
Do you shoot from a different place every time?
No. I normally shoot from like my closet in my bedroom, so that's why people are always making all these closet jokes all the time. Roy has portals between closets, so he doesn't have to actually go outside. That's true. Completely true.
It's to be by the pool. Like, even though it's hard to see that it's lit up, it is lit up.
Nice. Yeah, someday Jason will let us come over and hang out in the pool too.
Yeah, here we're gonna do it now. Just because I'm gonna go hang out in the pool for a little bit.
What?
So as you can see here, yeah, look. Well, you can sort of see the steps. So I'm gonna.
I bet you wouldn't jump in the pool.
I don't know about jumping in the pool, but I'll walk in slowly.
Don't. Your computer's not plugged in, is it? I think we lost him because he's underwater, guys. Somebody, go get Jason out of his pool. He fell in. I don't know where he is. We lost signal because you're too far away from your router, Jason.
I'm not.
You're too far away from the router.
No, Jason's in his pool. Look.
No one can tell.
No, I'm not. You can still see me. But yeah, you can sort of... Oh, my light turned red, so it's harder to see. Stupid dark red. I'd say it's like 80 degrees or so. It's super warm because it's Florida pool. And especially... Look at the... There's my feet splashing around in the water. It's
Jason Levine's pool reviews.
Roy wanted me to dunk myself, but that's about as close as you're going to get. Sorry, Roy.
I wanted you at the very end to just like run and jump in, and then we'd end it.
Maybe. The thing is, if I do that, unfortunately, I got to go into my air-conditioned house afterwards. And
well, that's fine.
you know, going in the air conditioned house after being in the pool is kind of bad. But I love my pool. Like I use it all the time, and I can't see it because it doesn't light up. But I have one of those jacuzzi hot tub things that have the waterfall that goes into the pool when I run the filter. So it's fun. I mean, it's a Florida thing.
Somebody says Roy needs to go into Jason's closet. I can't fit. There's too many board games and DVDs.
There are too many
And
board games
Emmys.
and DVDs.
It's just slap full of Emmys.
That's where I hit the rest of them.
Going on a walkabout with Jason. I'm trying to find questions here. Everybody's just commenting on what we're talking about and not actually asking questions. Oh, man. It's fun.
Well, that's it. We can chat. We don't need to answer questions. We can just chit chat, which is just as good. You know, because just talking games is always fun. It's fun to do, and talking about like, all it's amazing. Like you've been here now over a year, right?
Yep. Well, yes, I started in January, like January 1st, last year. So
Yeah, and it's been a lot of fun times to
yeah,
really pull your game.
yep. I need to challenge you more so we can see. They did say that my in-laws have better lighting at their house than I have at my house. I actually literally just bought light bulbs for that light because there was no light in there at all. So I got nice day glow light bulbs, which look a lot better on camera. But if you could tell, the temperature of the light on this room is very cool. The temperature of the light on this room is very warm. So it's like two different shades of light. Do you ever have any alligators in your pool?
None. Luckily, it's an alligator-free zone. We do have a lake. No, I'm not going to go walk into the lake at night, but we do have a lake in my neighborhood, which Roy knows about, which is where I've been going running. I've been running around the lake.
Yeah.
Theoretically, there might be alligators in there. I would never actually go in the lake. I'm not crazy.
Yeah, most of those are just retention ponds that they don't want people to be in,
Yeah, well, this one's like one of those, like every community here seems to have those man-made lakes that weren't real lakes, but then they turn them into lakes.
Yeah.
So that's what they have here. And I maybe one day I would actually take a boat out there. I don't think I would. I don't want to get attacked by alligators.
So I haven't been in Florida as long as you have, but have you ever seen an alligator like out of place, like where it's not supposed to be? I've seen alligators in the Everglades. I've seen them at like zoos and at parks down here in Florida, but I've never seen like one where it's not supposed to be. Have you?
No, not yet. I've only seen them at the Everglades. I actually petted one at the Everglades. It's like a baby alligator that you could actually hold.
We did that. I actually have a picture of my wife and daughter holding like this little baby alligator.
Yeah, cool. I did see a giant iguana across the street. I was with Stephen Bonacore actually for that. He was here at Cool Stuff at the store gaming one of the days, and then we were going back to my house to hang out for a little bit. And
yeah,
it was when he was. I know why. It's because he was down here. It was when he was looking for when Stephen first came here, and he was looking for houses before he actually moved. And so he came from New Jersey, and I picked him up, and then we went to my house, and I dropped him off at his hotel, and there was this giant iguana. I'd say it was probably like 4 feet long.
Oh, nice.
And it was just in the middle of the road, so I stopped my car, and Steven takes pictures. He's like, "See what happens in Florida?" That was like 2 years ago, but that's the only animal I've seen that's been like not where it should be.
Gotcha. Yeah, I always like when I see like the really big lizards. Like you see small lizards everywhere, but the big ones are there too. Just you don't see them as often. This is a great question. Carlu asks, what games will Roy and Jason be playing and or teaching during the Board Game Geek Dice Tower Virtual Con in a few weeks? What games can we play with you?
So I'll be honest, I just downloaded Tabletopia, and I'm still figuring out how Tabletopia works. And I saw that Tabletopia has Wingspan, so I might play Wingspan a whole bunch of times, a whole bunch of people, because it's a game I know how to play.
Mm-hmm.
And I still haven't figured out, does Tabletopia actually shuffle the cards for you? Like, I'm assuming it does, but I was trying to play K2 on my own, because K2 you could play solo.
Yeah.
And I couldn't figure out how to play it. I couldn't figure out how to actually play the cards, or if the cards are secret in my hand, or if the cards are out on the table. I couldn't figure out how the table thing worked. So I'm hopeful that I could figure it out and learn how to play Wingspan. I'm going to obviously talk to the Tabletopia people, but if I figure out Wingspan enough, I might just play with 5 or 10 games of Wingspan every day.
Yeah,
So,
I really want to play some of like my
that's my
go-tos.
plan.
I have certain go-to games that are always my favorite to teach. I'm more familiar with Tabletop Simulator than Tabletopia, but I kind of want to use like a bunch of different things so that way people that don't have access to one can use the other or whatever. But everybody should be able to get to Tabletopia. I need to figure out what games are on that one. But I really want to play some Deception Murder Hong Kong. I have Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea that I've actually played remotely over Tabletop Simulator. That should be a blast. I need to... have you looked at the catalog of games on Tabletopia?
Barely. I downloaded the app. Like, literally, I downloaded the app and I got it here. Where is it? It's somewhere here on my iPhone.
Mm-hmm. I know they have some really good games, so I'm gonna find some cool Tabletopia games. I need to go in and refresh myself on how to use the thing for that.
They have, let's see, what do they have here that we can see? It's, or at least this is what shows up as featured games. After Nova, Architects of the West Kingdom, Barrage. Barrage I love. The problem is I want to figure out how to use it, and depending on the game, like there's all sorts of cool games here, but I saw Wingspan at the bottom, so I was like Wingspan I know like the back of my hand, so figuring out there it is, Wingspan right there.
Nice.
So I figured if I could learn one game and learn how to use Tabletopia well, because the hardest part's going to be learning how to use Tabletopia.
Right.
So, and Wingspan plays in about under 2 hours, so I could schedule a game every 2 hours and schedule tons of games with people all day and all night for like 5 days straight. And I want to play as much with all of you guys as possible, because that's why we're doing this. That's the whole reason we're doing this, is to play games with you guys. So I want to make sure that we can do it.
Yeah, my favorite part
put out
about
a list and say, this is what I'm playing. Please sign up.
Yeah, my favorite part about Dice Tower conventions is just getting to play games with people that consume our content and people that come to our conventions and get to do stuff. So I'm really excited just playing with lots of awesome people out there, trying to set up all sorts of different cool games that I can hopefully teach really well and show everybody how to use all this stuff and then be able to get in some games. I'm definitely not going to have as much free time for playing games as other people are that week, because I've got to get everything ready for the Summer Spectacular, which is also going to be amazing. There's going to be tons of top 10 lists, lots of awesome videos from all sorts of contributors and different people. But at night, I'm going to be like, I'm on it. Like, I'm going to be making sure to play all the games with everybody. So it'll be fun.
Yeah, I mean, this is our chance to give back to you guys. I mean, as you know, it's basically a free event, because we're missing out on real conventions. And it's kind of a bonus for those of you who were coming to our convention. So we want to make sure that we give back to you guys for, thank you for that you would have come to Orlando and the Florida Hotel in the first place. And, thank you for switching your reservation and staying with us and coming to the Carib. And, trust me, we totally appreciate everyone who stuck with us. And we want to give you guys we want to give as much of us as we can. Even if we won't see you face to face this year, we want to be there and give to you guys, because that's what this is about. It's about a community, and it's building the community, and like, to me, the fans of the community are the most important thing.
Right. Yeah, and I think it's still really cool to be able to come together with all these awesome gamers, from fans of Board Game Geek, from fans of the Dice Tower, from fans of all these different things that just really enjoy gaming, and being able to come together and play games with people.
Yeah, and like, Board Game Geek always runs really great conventions. I've been to a bunch of BGG cons. Have you been to BGG Con already?
I've actually never been to BGG Con, so I haven't been able to experience that yet. I've never been to Texas.
Really? The Hard 8 barbecue is the best thing ever.
Everybody always talks about, it's like BGG Con, Hard 8 barbecue. Like, they go hand in hand, apparently.
Because they literally have this giant smoke pit, and everything's just being. It's like watching Guy Fieri with his little smoke pit, but it's like just so much meat, and you're like, give me some of that, give me some of that, give me some of that, and it's the best barbecue I've ever had.
Ooh, I wanna answer this one because I know Jason did. But did you watch the rocket launch earlier today? Were you actually able to see anything, Jason?
No.
Yeah, we weren't able
Yes,
to either.
yes and no. So normally when a space shuttle would launch, the space shuttle sends this giant plume, and you could actually see the plume through the sky. Like, you could actually see the plume go. Like, you can see the trail of the plume.
Hmm.
But for some reason, this rocket they used didn't make a big plume through the sky. And like, I went outside. I was watching it on my phone. I had it streaming on my phone, and then I'm looking at this going, "Where's the plume of smoke?" And there was
You
no
you
plume
were
of smoke.
looking north, right?
Yes, yes, I was looking north. And
Jason's
the thing
looking
is, the
down to
rocket,
Cuba and he can't see the rocket. He's like, "What?"
the rocket ship was too small. The rocket ship is too small. Like in a space shuttle, like even when I lived in Orlando
Hmm.
or when I lived here, you can't actually see the space shuttle, but you can see the plume of smoke to know that it's there.
I know
And
Tom says he's
this thing,
seen some of the like satellite launches, so maybe it was just the
yeah,
cloudiness or like something going on.
no, I'm telling you, it's because there was no smoke. Like normally, there's a big those rockets. Maybe SpaceX, the way they make their rockets, is designed to be smokeless or something. There's a big flame coming out of it.
Smokeless rockets, that would be a new thing. It's
Well,
electric.
it's like those. You know what I'm talking about? Like those airplanes when they do the air shows, they purposely have smoke come out of
Right,
the
right, right,
back, so
right.
you see the big streaks of smoke in the sky. The space shuttle always did that. This thing didn't do that. I was like I'm telling my parents, I'm like, if we look there, you're gonna see this big line going up, and there was no line, and I was like, oh well, that stinks.
I did think it was awesome that they were able to like land the stage one rocket and everything seemed to go good. So it'll be really cool to see what happens in the future.
I know, and
I know
then
Bonacor is freaking out. He's like, "Terraforming Mars, let's do this."
we are the Orion program. They're going to go to Mars one day. One day they're going to have these giant ships, and they're going to put us on the ships and be like, "We're going to send people to Mars if you want to go to Mars."
Would you go to the moon or Mars if you had the opportunity to?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't move there. I wouldn't move there, but I'd love to. Like, if
If it was two way, you would go.
If Elon Musk told me that he picked me to go on one of the ships and I'd go up to the space station for like a month and then come back, I would totally do it. That would be like such a cool experience.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd be too nervous. I have a young family, so it'd have to be extremely safe. You know.
Well, it's. I mean, nothing's safe. You could go out driving your car and crash too.
I
I mean,
know.
but I would do it. I mean, that's like a once in a 100 million people's lifetime that you actually fly.
Oh, for sure.
I think it was cool. I've been on planes, obviously, where they do the zero G thing, but
Oh, that's awesome.
never in space, and I think it would be cool. I mean, well, you go to Disney. Have you ridden Mission Space?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So imagine that, but in real life, how cool that would be.
It would be cool. And I mean, I love space. I love all that stuff. It's also
Exactly.
humans are very good at living on Earth. So, I mean, space is awesome.
No.
It's just things have to be very careful and very safe. There's lots of radiation out there and stuff and space dust.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly. But I'd love it. If but
so
of course I
so
think
so
Elon
uh we need one of
Musk.
those Jason vlogs from the International Space Station. Hey guys, I'm here. You'd be up there with the other astronauts. Hey, how are you liking the International Space Station? Like
Well, okay, I would totally bring some sort of board game. I don't know if you remember a few years ago on the cruise, I went scuba diving and I brought uh, the one with the beakers and the balls, the one where you have to get the colored balls into the
oh,
right
that like
beakers.
doctor game. What is it? Doctor
It's
something? Doctor Eureka?
Yeah, Dr. Eureka. And I actually took it with me underwater and I played the game underwater in my video blog.
What game would you
So
play in space? What game would be able to be like played in
Dr.
space?
Eureka could be played. Dr. Eureka could be played. You need something with big pieces and not cards. But I
Right.
would bring a game out there. If I went to space, I would bring a game out to play with the astronauts on the International Space Station, which
Nice.
would be really cool.
Games
Like,
in
yeah, now
space.
what game? What game would I bring out to them? Because yeah, I want to teach them at gaming and show astronauts how cool gaming could be.
Yeah, it's just so hard. So many board games actually use like the board and things sit on a flat surface. So the fact that like you can't really do that without magnetic sleeves sticking to the side of the ship makes it a little bit harder.
Yeah.
Have a magnetic
Well,
board with magnetic sleeves that stick
that's why.
onto it.
Well, that's why I took Dr. Eureka, because I was like, when I went scuba diving, I'm like, what game could I play underwater? This Dr. Eureka game is perfect for it.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's plastic beakers and plastic balls. And yeah, I'm like, I mean, I didn't do much. I shuffled the ball from one thing to another. I didn't actually play a full game, but I was playing a game underwater, which is pretty cool. And
Alex says to play Clank in
space.
space. Man, there's so many tokens. There'd be tokens everywhere.
And then we would scream Clank in space.
Awesome, man. Well, we're way past our hour now. I once again want to say happy birthday to Jason. So everybody make sure to say happy birthday to Jason in chat.
Yes, and happy birthday to Roy as well, since his was less than a week ago. I'm not going to jump in the pool. Sorry, Tom. The closest was no, it is like 10 at night. And
can we get like a green screen and I can just like edit you jumping in the... No, I'm just kidding. Do some editing magic real quick.
No.
I thought you were going to do it for a second. I thought I should have just played the outro and people would not know any difference. Be like, oh my goodness, he did it.
That would have been good if you played the outro just as I was jumping. But I thank you all. Well, I'm lost for a second, but I was lost for a second. But I just want to say this has been great, and thank you all for being here and helping, I guess, celebrate my birthday and Roy's birthday from a few days ago. And we love you all, and we're looking forward to seeing you all in person again. And it's gonna meet everyone at one of our conventions down the road.
Awesome. Well, thanks everybody for coming out to these. Make sure to check out our other daily chats and things going on. I think Crystal's doing one tomorrow, and then we're going to be back with a full schedule of things going on the next week. I know Tom's going to be doing a lot of app-playing games as well, and of course we have our 10,000 Blows, Board Game Breakfast, all sorts of amazing stuff coming up on the Dice Tower. Well, thanks everybody for coming out. Bye.
Peace.